I'd like to apologize for the picture quality in this video. I've had to extend my stay away from my home, partially due to the wildfire in Weed, and as a result, I don't have access to the equipment that I usually use to edit the video and audio, and it's going to look a little rough, and I am sorry for that. My brother and I were in Weed whenever the lava fire broke out and really started kicking, and it was pretty scary. We'd been for a walk at night, and just over the course of 15 or 20 minutes, we saw the fire clear the ridge closest to us, and it really controlled my trip, it felt like. Everywhere I went, people were worried about it because Weed has a terrible history with fire. And then even whenever I eventually made it back to Sacramento, my bus was really delayed due to the fire, and I was starting to feel picked on. I was starting to feel like this fire was ruining my vacation that I'd waited so long to take. And then I started to feel like the most self-centered person in the world because it's a wildfire and it affects tens of thousands of people. People are going to lose their homes. People could die. And I'm sitting at the bus stop just thinking that this isn't fair. I'm late to get where I want to go. I know it's human nature, and I know we all do it, but I felt like a cad since I caught myself thinking that way. I also got to thinking about the inmate fire crews, the guys who probably right now are cutting fire lines and pulling back brush and setting up camps and things like that. They do an incredible amount of grunt work for Cal Fire, and I don't feel that I'm speaking too strongly whenever I say they're heroes. Mind you, many of them have also done terrible things. You can be more than one person. Most inmate firefighters haven't committed any violent crimes that they've been caught for, and there aren't any sex offenders on the crews, so there's plenty of things they haven't done. You don't have any murderers fighting fires, you don't have any rapists, at least not people that have been convicted. But they're criminals, and they've done things that hurt people's lives. And now they're serving time for that crime. And rather than just sitting on a bunk and wasting their time, they're exercising real physical discipline. They're endangering themselves and they're working in miserable conditions. Part of it's for a paycheck. The firefighters earn, I think it's $1.50 an hour, which is much better than most prison jobs. But for many, it legitimately is providing a service to their community. Who wouldn't want to stop a fire that's moving towards the town? That's one of the most destructive disasters imaginable, and it's always honorable to try and stand between that type of destruction and the people that are trying to flee it. In the near future, I plan to do a video honoring the inmate firefighters that have worked to keep California homes and lives safe. Until then, I'm just going to take a moment and say thank you for staying ahead of the weed fire. For all I know, if you guys hadn't been pushing that fire back, my trip wouldn't have just been uncomfortable or inconvenient. It could have been a disaster. Because by mitigating those disasters, by mitigating the fire, they save lives, and that's a fine definition of a hero.